Hello and good evening here to the 5th round of the season of the Blondie's MX5 World Tour. Tonight on the first round here, first ever round this season in the night circumstances, Charlotte Motor Speedway road course. A very demanding course here for the drivers tonight, and like I said, 5th race of the season, once again 45 minutes to go for the race. And yeah, we're in the middle of the qualifying here, and no surprises so far. Jan Koolmans has posted the best time of the session so far, 1 minute 20.6 for him. And that is just about 9/10 quicker than the second fastest guy here in the grid. And that is just like in the first races we've seen, he's quite dominating this field. Seven minutes to go here in the Roval, as you might call this track. It's part oval, part road track, for the guys who don't know it yet. You just take a bit of the Charlotte Oval, the main straight bit and the back stretch, and then you go into the infield, have a bit of twisty turns here, a lot of runoff areas on the oval, of course, but as soon as you go to the road side, you've just got so much dirt next to the track, you've barely got any runoff areas. And I'm pretty sure we've got to see some intense racing here, and well, it's just going to be a brilliant race once again here tonight with the first night race of the season. Update for the second position here in the qualifying. Joni posted a 1 minute 21.08, and that puts him right into second position, just between Douglas Bear and Jan Koolmans. And of course that means it's the second place on the grid for him for now, as with a lap time of 1 minute 20 you might be able to do one or the other lap. And as this is an old, you might be getting a lot of slipstream and gaining a lot of time by that. So most of the drivers might just be looking to heat up their tires a little bit on the outlap and then try to get a good clean lap and maybe some slipstream on the oval here to really get the best out of this lap. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the 15 minutes qualifying here. As usual, we've got 15 minutes of free qualifying here. All the cars out on the track, 22 in number this day. And the guys are just in the first third of the season here, 5th round of 15, and that is quite packed schedule here. First night race of the season, Charlotte Motor Speedway, and after this we're going to have one of the first highlights of the season once again. Brands Hatch, it is the Grand Prix course here, 40 laps for them, and that equals 75 minutes for the MX5 Cup drivers. That is going to be exactly in 1 week, so these guys are really doing it weekly here. And then we've got Sebring coming up with another night race in the end of the season, and that's also going to be 75 minutes, so that definitely involves a pit stop here for the guys. And as far as I can see now, Jan Koolmans is still not going to be attacked here in the lead. Joni is still in second position, Douglas Bear still in third, and then it's going to be a bit closer. Guillermo, also known him as a very fast driver, together with Giancarlo Lenzi here in fourth and fifth, 121.649 and 121.783. Then it's just about 1/10 to the other guys, and I can just read out the bit after the point, and that is 815, 818, 847. So you see how close this gets in the mid-pack. But we've seen that. Now it's no surprise here. We've got the mid-pack runners battling for the entire bit of the race, and we've got people like Jan Koolmans or Joni who might be in for fighting for the title or the lead, at least today. Giving you a bit of an update for the championship standings here. We've got a bit of information about the series once again, and currently it is Guillermo in fourth position here in the grid so far, who is leading the championship. He is the points leader, so he's the guy who is going to be beaten today, hopefully by people like Jan Koolmans and Sam McAleer, because these guys are tied for second here. And I'm just looking down the grid, and it doesn't look like Sam McAleer is here yet, so that might be a bit of an issue here for him to defend his second position in the championship. So it looks like a no-show for him. Koolmans won the first two races here. We've seen the race on Okayama where he dominated the entire race. He just went from the first position off the grid and drove home the start and finish race here. And well, he could be easy in the race lead so far, in the championship lead of course, but he has not been shown for the past 2 races, I'm afraid. And well, no, actually he's not been here for the 3rd race of the season, and he had a very bad performance in the 4th, and that has been the last round on Silverstone Grand Prix. So he's also in a bit of a struggle here. So we've seen he's definitely incredible fast, but he's maybe the one who he's getting a lot of pressure. He's really the one in the driver's seat here who everyone wants to beat. You want to get Jan Koolmans if you're out on this track. He's the guy who posts the fastest lap times in qualifying, so he's the guy to beat. And it's probably quite easy for him to do mistakes here. If he gets pressure from the rear, he's easy to go off and just do a little mistake who's going to cost him a lot of positions here. We haven't talked about that so far, but this series of course has the penalty system in place, and we've got Chris Moran who will going to get 1 lap black flag serve and a final stop and go here in the race, and he will have to do a clean race for Moran to get off the probation. So the league admins are actually paying attention to the guys driving here, and if someone is not so fair or maybe a bit too aggressive here, they are going to intervene and just try to penalize this driver to make sure this is all equal and drivers who make mistakes are taken into account. Many other drivers, well, might choose a drive-through penalty here on lap 1 and 2 to have their penalty rating lowered. So these guys might be stacked too high and looking towards the stop-and-go penalty, and to avoid that they are just going to do the drive-through. One minute on the clock, and we've seen Jan Koolmans just cancelling his lap and now on board with Jere Jannes here, who is maybe going to beat the time of Jan Koolmans. At least that's his aim here. 1 minute 21.0 for him now, 4/10 off Koolmans, and he's looking to get a good slipstream off Eric Garcia, as you can see, and maybe that is going to be enough to just about clip Koolmans here at the 1st position. No changes behind him. Douglas Baird still in 3rd, Guillermo Rato in 4th, and Giancarlo Lenzi in 5th, so no difference there from the start of the session. And Jere Jannes is just about to come across the line, and I wonder what time is that going to be. One minute 23.2, so he's not got that one right, and he's going for another lap and crashes. And that has not gone well in the first turn for Jere Jannes. Yeah, he completely missed the apex and just went straight into the wall, and that means no time update here for Jere Jannes, and that means Jan Koolmans will get the car on pole. Douglas Baird still in Guillermo Rato finished his lap, and Giancarlo Lenzi also not looking to update his time here, so the top 5 are most likely decided here. That means Jan Koolmans will get the pole position for the 45-minute race here on Charlotte Motor Speedway Road. Just in front of Jere Jannes, Douglas Baird in 3rd, Guillermo Rato in 4th, and completing the top 5 is Giancarlo Lenzi, who is still out on a fast lap, and he's just got under 1 minute to go until the session will be closed, and he's got no one ahead of him to give him slipstream. He's just 1.4 tenths behind the 4th position, Guillermo Rato, and just under 2 tenths below the 3rd position. So if he's going to update his time, it has to be by at least 1.5 tenths to really gain a position here. He's not going to get any pressure from the rear, so he's just looking to finish this lap, and he hasn't stopped it yet, so I assume it's going to be at least as good as his previous lap. We're going to stick to Giancarlo Lenzi here, off the oval now onto the finish straight here, and the time stops with a 1 minute 22.2, so no time update for him. Actually 1 minute 22.222, that is a nice number there, but no time update for Giancarlo Lenzi. So, top 5 decided, just about 10 seconds to go, and we're going to have the session switch here to the race. Like I said, 30 laps and 45 minute just about racing here. Jan Koolmans, once again he is in the pole position, just in front of Jere Jannes, Douglas Baird in 3rd, and you're just going to get the grid there. And, well, Guillermo Rato, who's currently very good in the championship, he's points leader, he's just in 4th position. Everything is close together, at least it is for let's say, position 3 to 9, we've got Douglas Baird with a 21.5, as we've seen. And on 9th position, Dexter Castro is just got a 121.9. So that is 4/10 of a difference there. And then we're going to have a bit of more gap, let's say. I mean, we're jumping from 21.9 right to 22.4. Oscar Mauricio Lopez Nieto and Steve Brockman 122.7. So you see the gaps are getting a bit bigger, but still the guys are close together in their gaps. So I'm really looking forward to this race, and we're just about to go under green here, 30 seconds to go, and I just hope that yeah, Jan Koolmans get a crash-free start here, and in the back of the pack the guys really take it easy. We've got a narrow first turn, and then we're going right into the infield, so you definitely don't want to damage your car right away. I'm going to take a look at how Jan Koolmans manages this off the line. Foot on the accelerator, it is time to rev up the engine here, and we're about to go green here. Blondie's MX-5 World Tour round 5 of the season, Charlotte Road, and Jan Koolmans gets a blistering start off the line. Jere Jennes misses it. Douglas Baird right beside Jere Jennes, and also on the outside is Guillermo Rato looking to pass him, but he sticks back. Douglas Baird sticks back, stays in 3rd position here, not attacking Jere Jennes here. And so far everything looks fairly clean. We see the headlights of the MX-5 Cup and Roadster cars here. No crashes, no incidents, everything fairly clean here, and Jan Koolmans is still in the lead. He got a great off the first few turns, already made quite a gap to Jere Jennes, and Douglas Baird also had to back off a bit after the attack in the first turn. So Jere Jennes and Jan Koolmans are breaking free a bit at least, and behind Guillermo Rato, Giancarlo Lenzi is already looking to get the slipstream right there. You see how packed it is. The guys are just fighting for tenths and hundredths here, entering the oval, and it is actually going to work hopefully for Giancarlo Lenzi. And we've got a crash here. We've got a crash, and it's the first crash of the race, and I'm just looking through, and that looks like Gareth Prentice here, just got his car dented a bit. Hopefully he will be able to finish the race with that. Just a bit of damage to his car there. And I wonder if Morgs has been involved there. Looks like Tom Ratche is also with quite a bit of damage to his left rear. A 77 car also been involved. We've just seen the replay. Oscar Mauricio Lopez Nieto is, as far as I can see, already out of the race, so that looks like he had a big impact here. And yeah, we've seen it. He's got the incident with Gareth Prentice, and he's just been sent into the fencing of the track, and that means DNF for Oscar Mauricio Lopez Nieto. So far, no news at the top of the field. Giancarlo Lenzi still in 5th position, not being able to make the pass here. But Jan Koolmans 2.5 seconds almost in the lead already, and that is just 2.5 laps done, so he's really on the go here. Jere Jennes lost quite a bit, and Douglas Baird now right in his slipstream. We're seeing the battle there for 2nd position. Koolmans with the AC/DC livery here. You see the gap. I mean, you just see it. The guys behind him are fighting in slipstream, and Jan Koolmans has been able to break free here. Now, as soon as they start to pass each other and start to fight, he's just going to be really happy about that, because that will get him just more and more time to break free of the grid. Now we're going to see, is Douglas Baird going to attack Jere Jennes here? He's going for the outside here, late braking, maybe that he has a chance, but beware, the wall just comes into the track, and Jere Jennes late on the brakes does not allow Douglas Baird here any chance of overtaking. And also Mauricio Lopez Nieto just leaves the pits in front of these battling guys here. His car has been repaired a tiny bit, still looks quite damaged, so he might need to visit the pits once more. And lots of battling. Now, once again, the chance. Douglas Baird has been past Jere Jennes here in the infield. Jere Jennes now on the outside, but Baird stays in front. That is a brilliant move by Baird here for 2nd position in the grid. And you see how close it is behind them. Giancarlo Lenzi, he's the one closing this 4-way pack up, and he's just is half a second behind first of the guys, and Douglas Baird just able to break free a bit on the top. Guillermo Rato now right behind Jere Jennis, and also Giancarlo Lenzi still in slipstream distance, so he's maybe going to be the one to profit from the move from Jennis, and Rato just ahead of him. And if that doesn't go too well, Giancarlo Lenzi might be the one profiting, and we're going to take a look. They've of course got lots of slipstream, and head Douglas Baird has got nothing, so they're just charging him down. You see how much they are flying towards him, and I wonder if that's going to be, I mean, three-way into the first turn, that's not going to go well. Rato now on the outside, you see the orange-black car in the stream. Oh, and very sideways from Douglas Baird into the first turn, just closing up the inside, and no position change, but now Rato on the inside, and Baird has not been expecting that. He's just got the exit out of the first turn right, and dived down the inside and overtaken Douglas Baird here, and that is just about going brilliant for Guillermo Rato, the points leader here now in second position of the race. Jan Komans, just like we've said, that he's been breaking free, and by breaking free I mean 6.5 seconds, and we're just in the fourth lap of the race, so you see how much these fighting moves actually cost you. I mean, Rato's just been getting away a bit, and Jennis, Baird and Lenzi behind him are all giving each other slipstream, and Rato just has no chance of really breaking free in the oval, and he's just going to be caught by the end of the lap, and Jennis and Baird will be once again in his rear, and maybe now trying the move on the outside Douglas Baird, just like we've seen it last lap. Will it be Baird now profiting from the mistake of Rato, and Jennis behind him? Oh, he's late on the brake, and contact! Contact between Jere Jennis and Douglas Baird, and Douglas Baird spins into the off here. Now has to wait to recover. He has to wait to recover. Not a lot of damage on his car, but that has been a very unfortunate impact for Douglas Baird here, and he's thrown down to 11th position right there, as Jere Jennis is also off, and Jere Jennis is definitely very, very, very hardly damaged there. I mean, he's just been off and off and off and off and off, and now he's towed the car back to the pits, and that is very unfortunate. See, the car has been clipped to the inside, and it didn't look like much damage, but it could just be the one to really kill the race for Jere Jennis here. He's in the pits, he's already down to 21st position here, repairing his car. He had to tow it back to the pits. And also Douglas Baird might be visiting the pits this lap, as the car definitely doesn't look like it's going totally straight anymore. Meanwhile, due to the crash, Guillermo Rato in front has been able to break free. You see him, not much room to the rear anymore, but I mean, it's just about as much as you can afford here without getting caught in the slipstream. Dexter Castro behind him, and Giancarlo Lenzi in 6th, and Giuseppe Airo in 7th here, just crossing the line, and Airo late on the brakes, and he's hitting Lenzi. He's just hitting Lenzi in the rear under braking, giving him a bit of a love tap, and that has just been enough to really, well, not completely spin him around, but at least make him go very sideways into the first turn. Lenzi with a brilliant move there, saves the car from completely spinning, and is now as well thrown down to 8th position, and that is a very unfortunate thing once again for Giancarlo Lenzi. Brilliant race for him so far. Now he's got the tap from Giuseppe Airo, and by that Dexter Castro has just been able to break free once again, and we see once again is just late on the brake. He's clipped him, and Lenzi was fortunate to avoid any wall contact there, but still car looks very much damaged, and also he might have to visit the pits at the end of this lap. No news at the lead of the pack here. Jan Komans still with a blistering lead of 10 seconds here. He's just been staying out of the trouble, breaking free from the race start, and I mean 10 seconds, and we're talking about 6 laps done here. That is just under 2 seconds per lap in average, and that is really just that is impressive, honestly. Very impressive performance by Jan Komans. We know the guy's been fast, but he's just in another class this time once again. Guillermo Rato crossing the line as 2nd position, and we see the fight. Giuseppe Airo just lets, I think it was, yeah, Teteric, he's let Teteric, the 08 car, he's let him pass, and I think it's just that Iro has noticed that the car probably has some bit of damage on it, and I wonder why he hasn't visited the pits yet, but he might be considering it this time around. 4th and 5th position battle as we see it right now. Arkadiusz Teteric just overtaking Giuseppe Iro, and Ayrton Ellis catching up together with Giancarlo Lenzi once again. So it might be time now for Giancarlo Lenzi to get the positions back. That is the battle for 4th position as you follow it right now, and Lenzi is on the very tail of that, and that might be the best position here. They're just entering the oval, and you get lots of slipstream if you're in that position, and we've seen it. The first turn is definitely not the one where you want the car next to you, especially if the one car misses its braking point. So Lenzi might be watching this from a far distance, safe distance here, just trying to see what happens and then trying to profit from it. Already too wide. We see Giuseppe Iro going high here on the high side, letting Ayrton Ellis pass, and Ellis with the big draft here, just going side by side with Teteric here into the first turn. Lenzi now looking for the inside, late braking also for him. Is that gonna be without contact? I hope so. Ellis on the outside, Teteric very aware of the inside, and now out of the first turn it almost worked for Iro here to dive down the inside. But Teteric said, no, not with me, and just closed up the inside and didn't let Iro pass there. And by that, Ayrton Ellis just gained the 4th position. He's immediately broke free, and Giancarlo Lenzi, he's on the outside, and he's just been overtaken Giuseppe Iro. Iro with a struggle out of the infield there, and Lenzi just took that place like it was nothing, just took the draft out of the turn and overtook him on the outside. Arkadiusz Teteric, now again Giancarlo Lenzi behind him, and Lenzi also now one of the fastest guys here in the pack. He started 5th, and that's exactly the position he is in now after that bit of trouble there, so he's looking to regain the position. Not yet overtaking here, now on the inside, sending Teteric wide, and I wonder if that's been a good move, because now he's got no slipstream, and into the first turn Teteric will get the lead out of the last turn again. And ooh, very close between the two cars there. Green, black, and black, green. You've seen it in the stream now, it's been very close. And Lenzi backs out and backs off and doesn't try it here in the first turn. Great battle here for 5th position, Ayrton Ellis. You see him just ahead of them, and well, 1 lap ago he's been in that pack, and now you see how much of a gap he's already created, and we're talking about 2.2 seconds on the start-finish line, and if they just start fighting like that, he's just going to gain more and more and more, and I wonder if Lenzi's going to get past this time. I mean, he's really struggling in the infield, but then on the oval, of course, gets the slipstream, trying to pass. And I wonder if he's going to do it differently this time. He's tried it in the over part and seen that does not work. Is he going to try it now into the first turn? And I don't know if that strategy is really so good. I mean, he has to go wide now, really get the draft out of the turn and not into the turn, and he's going to do it. He's going wide and just getting the maximum out of the little MX-5 engine there. 200 kilometers per hour, and he's now going out of the last turn, and it doesn't look like he's got the overlap. He's not got enough lap, and Teteric on the inside, now Lenzi on the outside, Teteric late on the brakes, and now it's maybe the move once again to the inside from Lenzi. He's diving down the inside. We've seen that a couple of times already. It seems to work repeatedly, and Lenzi down the inside. Maybe now the counter move from Teteric, but no. Into the right-hander, no chance to overtake once again, and Lenzi now takes the 4th position from Arkadiusz Teteric. Meanwhile, Guillermo Rato in 2nd position is getting a little visit from Dexter Castro in 3rd, just behind him. And we've seen Rato break free from the start of the race, and he's posted some good lap times in the past. but it seems like Dexter Castro really is gaining on him, and now he's in the slipstream distance. Great laps from Castro as well. He's just been gaining about 4/10 per lap consecutively, and that means he's now going to take the pass, hopefully against Guillermo, and then it's going to be very interesting if Ayrton Ellis is able to close the gap if these guys really start fighting here. Castro on the outside, you see the very brightly colored car here against the orange Guillermo, and he's already passed out of the oval, so you see how much overlap he has, and he almost misses the turn there. He almost misses the turn, and he has to lift and brake, and just like that, Guillermo is passed again. And that you see, I mean, you do that 3 times, and you probably lose about 5 seconds, and you've definitely just you can't just break free like that. I mean, the guys might need to work together to really save second and third spot there, and not let Ayrton Ellis gain on them. But as for now, it doesn't look like they really want to work together. So lots of fighting here all over the track. We've still got the battle between Giancarlo Lenzi and Arkadiusz Tetric for 5th position. And we've got the battle you see right now for 2nd position. And we're going to stick to that, as it is Dexter Castro in 3rd against Guillermo in 2nd. And Rato is, of course, our championship leader. And I wonder, I mean, it's safe to say that Jan Koolmans probably has the best chances for the win today. But I wonder how much of a 2nd place is going to hurt Guillermo Rato here, and he's definitely going to look for the 2nd place here. I mean, he's looking to really extend the lead in his championship, and as that is probably not going to work, he's at least going to try to keep the 2nd position. And once again, we see the move between the guys. Once again, we see Guillermo Rato on the inside and Dexter Castro on the outside, already passed out of the oval. And I wonder if he's going to do it differently now, braking a bit earlier, as that might be the key to really overtaking here. And it looks like he's got the turn right this time. Barely making the turn there. I mean, that has been very close to the wall. Guillermo Rato behind him, not trying to look down the inside. It almost worked, and now he's almost tried it there in the infield. Seen his chance, but backed off as it wasn't safe there. But now on the back straight. Now on the back straight, Guillermo Rato in the infield, once again passed. And Ayrton Ellis behind them currently gains about 3 to 4/10 a lap. And if they start fighting like this now, it's just going to be more and more every lap. Once again, the situation, Castro behind Rato here. And once again, we are going to see a similar move, as he's got slipstream once again. And I wonder if he's now able to really create the bit of gap he needs to avoid a counter move from Rato here. So far, great racing from the 2 guys. Great racing from Rato and Castro here for 2nd position in the 5th round of the season here. Charlotte Road night race, 45 minutes, and we're just about 18.5 minutes in. So we've made 1/3 of the race, just over 1/3, and so far it's very interesting. We're on the roll of Dexter Castro so far, and he's not got the overlap like in the last 2 laps here. Still trying it on the outside, late braking of both cars, and now he's looking to make the Guillermo Rato move, if I like to call that. Trying to dive down the inside, but no, he's not getting the exit out of the first turn right. And they're approaching a lap car, Elinio Pinto now. I wonder if that's going to be a bit of an issue for them. They both have to lift and make sure they execute the pass safely, as Pinto both lets them pass here, and no advantage for either one of them. And I wonder if, just taking an eye on Ayrton Ellis every time, I mean, the last lap has been another 3/10 for Ellis there. So if he continues like that, he's just going to be behind them in no time. Lap 13 going to be ended this time round. Dexter Castro still behind Guillermo Rato here for 2nd position. Jan Koolmans still in the lead, and they are all followed by Ayrton Ellis in 4th position here. And I wonder if Castro is really going to tie this back now. I mean, Guillermo Rato already types fun into the chat. I mean, we see that, but we also get the confirmation of the drivers here that this is really fun. And I mean, no doubt in that. Castro now looking for the outside again, going high in the middle of the turn, really looking to keep the momentum here out of the turn. Going to execute the pass once again before they approach the first turn. And we're on the roll of him, and now looking to get into the first turn. Is he going to make the turn right this time? He's got a bit of struggle into the turn, but still made the turn really well. And Rato not able to make his trademark move there out of the turn. And now it really looks like Castro can hold on to this. good infield section here from both, and he's on the grass, and Castro is really pushing here, and Rato is trying to get inside again. No, not working this time. Even though on the grass, Castro has been able to defend the second position here, and now they're they're just side by side half of the track. I can't keep track of this. This is insane. I mean, Guillermo Rato now on the outside for half of the infield of him here, and now looking to make the exactly same move, just the other way around again. And once again, Ayrton Ellis with a bit of a mistake last lap, as it seems, 123.6 only, so he's just lost a second there. But he really has to get things together to gain on these guys. Onto the backstretch now, Castro against Rato once again. Castro just clings on the inside. And, well, we have to say they are both driving different cars. I mean, of course they are both driving the Mazda MX-5 rookie car here in iRacing, but Rato is driving the Cup version, which has the left-hand side drive, and Castro is driving the right-hand side drive version. And I wonder if Rato's made the right choice there. I mean, left-hand side drive definitely is the +1 for the oval, but it looks like in the infield Castro is really strong with the right-hand side drive. I mean, he just has to avoid the little mistake there out of the turns. We're just watching them now. And Rato might be able to not follow him for so long. And still he's got the little mistake here. Not enough for Rato to overtake, but he's definitely staying close enough for both of them to really fight on the oval. And I wonder how long this is going to take until really Ayrton Ellis can close this gap significantly. Last lap, great lap posted by Ayrton Ellis. We're having 123-ish lap times by Rato and Castro, and 121.6 by Ayrton Ellis. And that is 1.4 seconds of a gap deducted between them. I mean, he's lost 1 second last lap, he's gained 1.4 this lap. So this makes a 4/10 gain. So this is just the best on the track so far. Second position here, 5th round of the season. And that is very interesting so far.
Hello.
Will Vincent, that is Will Vincent, together with me now in the booth. Will, you've just finished the World Tour Series event of iRacing, the Talladega race. Just been joining here. Tell us, how was it?
The iRacing.com Talladega 500 came down to a one-lap shootout. Caution came out on lap 183, it led to the one-lap shootout. 5 drivers separated by less than 1/100th of a thousand, doing the IndyCar community proud. Ryan Norton came home taking the checkered flag by less than 4/100th of a second. Cars going full wide at the end. A great final lap, and cool to see. Full race replay of that on GlacierTV.com. I'm having a look here, and we've got ourselves a great battle. Dan Coombs is just dominating at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just about to say, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be so close like in the Talladega 500. Coleman's leading by 18 seconds, but, well, you've probably also noticed that the fight for second position is heating up more and more as the guys are just fighting for 7 or 8 laps in a row already, and Ayrton Ellis is able to see them so far. Another great lap by him, gained 5/10 again, and he's just down 5 seconds now.
Yeah, and indeed, just having a look at Dexter Castro and Guillermo Rato, and I raced with Dexter quite a lot on the oval, so he'll be very competent on that portion of the racetrack. Just been passed, of course, by Guillermo, but he'll be very good on the oval part of the track, and you know he's very good on these Mazda MX-5s as well. One of the key things is, you know, a bit like Talladega, setting yourself up for the last lap, getting a good drive out of turn number 10, so that you can get, you know, the momentum all the way on the banking to the start finish line, and you can cut that grass just a little bit on that last lap as well without taking too much of a penalty. So, you know, second, third and fourth, you've got yourself Ayrton Ellis coming up, you've got Giuseppe Aries and some good lap times at the moment, but possibly just out of the picture, slightly sat in the 5th position. You know, interesting battles all the way through the field, as I'm just having a look as well. Kieran Mant and Douglas Beard in a good battle for 6th and 7th position on the racetrack.
Yeah, Douglas has been a bit of trouble here, and he's lost the contact to Iro in front of him, but Kieran is probably able to push him just there again. Now I've seen you don't really need to be right behind each other to really profit from the slipstream here. I mean, it's enough to be 3 car lengths behind here, as the oval is so long, and we're traveling at speeds below 200 kilometers an hour. So you might just be looking to complete the gap here to get close enough for a bit of slipstream. and well, then the battle for 5th position is also going to heat up. And well, Ayrton Ellis is probably the one to make the battle for the 2nd place in 3-way here. And then we've got 2 3-way battles, one's for 2nd and one's for 5th position, in fact. And well, the only one not trying to be a part of this is apparently Jan Komens.
Yeah, and I'm just having a look at Giancarlo Lenzi and having a look on him on the 0-2 machine at the moment. He's got the drive in the infield. He's just not running the oval the way he should be. He's kind of pulling out a bit too early, and that's what's hurting his momentum. He's getting into that dirty air rather than using the shifting. If he can just stay behind, almost bump drafting 0-8 car, you know, all the way down to the start-finish line, and then make the move at the last moment, he's going to be a lot more successful. You see him now; he's on the banking, he's very close, you know, but he's already looking to the high side. And what he needs to do is really just stay with him all the way around, turn 3 and 4 of the oval, and then cut across at the last minute. I mean, he's got a good run this time, however, so he might just be able to clear him coming into turn number 3. It's going to be close though, and he just loses out. And now he's going to really have to get a good drive off here, and then hope that he can do the cut under coming down into turn number 1.
Yeah, we've seen this all race long. It is really the first turn where he can make the move, or well, out of the first turn is probably the better place to make the move. And Lenzi's now backed off a bit, but we're seeing is, I mean, he's just getting the exit out of the first turn right, and he's gaining so much there. And with a little mistake from the guy ahead, you might be able to complete the pass until the entering of the infield, really. And that is the thing you want to do. I mean, you can't overtake into turn 1. Just try to get the bigger exit, the better exit. I'm really struggling this time. The better exit out of the first turn here, and then try to complete your pass out of the first turn, not into the first turn.
I'll tell you what, you just commentate in German. We'll activate the SAP button now. We'll talk in English. It'll be fine. But because of Lenzi, so I think it's all about placement. If he can try and dummy, that'll be his best chance. I mean, you can overtake down into banking. I mean, I've done it many a time, you know, just trying to force a manoeuvre. Don't do it too hard, because the last thing you want to do is put yourself and the other driver into the wall. But you can overtake into the tri-oval here at Charlotte. Unfortunately, one thing that you do miss on the oval is that big loss of banking coming down to turn number 1, which is where traditionally on the oval you make the most passes. But you see, he's a lot closer this time. Now he's going to have the chance. He's again coming up too high, too early. He needs to be doing it coming out of turn number 4, trying to duck under, almost putting a wheel of the grass to be able to make it happen.
Yeah, and of course, Enzi and Tetric, they're fighting for 12th position in the grid, means they have already pitted. We've got the mandatory pit stop here. Jan Komens just into the pits here. Our race leader 21 seconds in front of Guillermo Rato. And I wonder how long it's really going to take for Rato, Iro and Bad to pit. Because we've seen, or we've actually not seen Matt, because we've been at the battle between Lenzi and Tetric. But Dexter Castro's also been in the pits meanwhile. And, well, we had the fight between Rato and Castro, and I'm just keeping an eye on the lap times. Rato now without the slipstream, 22.2, and he's doing that consecutively for about 3 laps this time. And Castro's coming by the lap, and now it's really on to, I mean, it's probably an advantage to pit later, but if Castro has been able to post some good lap times now, you've got a very narrow pit exit here, and you really can't take much momentum out of it. Plus, you've got the very slow pit speed. So, if Castro really gets the run out of the first turn, he might be able to make the move. And it is 122.3 for him. So, he's probably gained just about nothing.
Yeah, and you saw Jan Komens coming out of pit road. He's made his pit stop in the race as well. Coming out of pit road here, I mean, pit road itself is just horrible. I can cycle fast and you can go down pit road. This thing is ridiculous how slow the pit road speed is. But, you know, a nice pit stop there by Jan Komens. We're going to see what his pit out lap is. I mean, he's really, really hugging that white line there through the oval. Got a little bit of a wiggle there coming down the back straight away. And these cars have so much grip in that first lap, they really have to use it to their advantage. And Komens has been pretty much dominant in this race all day. But yeah, I'd also like to say hello to Joni Bäckman. Joni, first of all, well done on all the camera work at Talladega. You've managed to fly all the way over to Charlotte, which is an impressive feat in itself. But these MX-5s, you've ridden them so many times, and the handling on these cars, you really can throw them around in those first couple of laps.
Yeah, it's not exactly Impala A car like we just saw on the Daytona 500. Yeah, you can really throw these cars around the corners, and these cars provide by far the best racing of all of iRacing. But at the same time, this is not one of the tracks I would love to race hard. I mean, we did a casual MX5 race, a solstice race, in the In-Racing News Challenge with me and a few other Finns, and found out the hard way that the infield area is not good for racing, no matter how good of a run you might get. Just the slightest exception of outside of your racing line and you're in big trouble.
Indeed, yeah. I tell you what, the racing on this track, you know, it is all about precision. You know, on that infield, I mean, there's not a lot of time you can gain. You can lose yourself a ton of time. And on paper, this is a very simple track, but turn the lights off, that infield, you know, you're relying on your headlights, really.
Lenzi has a run. Sorry, Lenzi has a run. Good run now for Arcadius. But Arcadius cuts off just a bit of the white line on the inside and he keeps the position, but that was the best run from Lenzi so far.
Yeah,
sorry,
indeed. Indeed. Now, he's got himself a good chance to try and really make a move into the next corner, but it's not the best place for him to try and do it. Really, Lenzi's just got to keep piling that pressure and hoping that the 08 machine is just, you know, overworking his tyres and will make a mistake. And you can just see, in fact, we'll go on board with him next time by, just how little you can actually see when you're on that infield, and you've really almost got to drive this track by memory. You can't rely on too many sighting points because they just don't exist. I mean, for some reason, when they designed the MX-5, they decided not to put the world's best headlights in it, and it does make, you know, racing on that infield very difficult. Once again, Lenzi's got the run. You'll see him now trying to sweep to the outside line, but he's actually now bump drafting. He's going to try and, I thought he was going to try and do the old Bristol bump and run there, but running the high side, trying to tuck back in, Joni, running that, you know, you and I both know this as well as each other, but if you can try and get down the inside, as he just tried to do that and just get two wheels on the grass coming down onto the tri-oval, that's going to be his best bet.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised that Lenzi and Kieran behind them are not working as a team, because if they would work as a team when they come out back to the
he's got the run, he's
section,
got the car.
Yeah,
job done.
Nice one by Lenzi, but at the same time I'm very surprised that those guys didn't.
Oh, contact!
They got a contact. That was a bitter end to that driver rivalry, but it's a sad thing to happen. But I'm surprised Lenzi didn't move to the outside, and I'm more surprised that Kieran didn't follow him to the outside, because once you're alone on the inside and you have two cars pushing each other, drafting each other on the outside line, that they get such a tremendous increase in race speed that they would have been able to execute the pass from the outside before they reached the turn one. So I'm pretty surprised that they just didn't do that.
And we've seen it in the replay, we've just seen it. I mean, I was just about to say that last lap already. You see how narrow the track is. It is no problem if you go one by one behind each other, but as soon as you make the two wide there into the turn, I mean, you've got the slowdown on the inside, you've got the gravel or sand on the outside, and it's just that, especially that turn is not made for two cars beside each other. And obviously Kieran just tried to pass Arcadius there. No room for both of the cars, and just spin each other around. No chance to really recover.
Yeah, but at a personal level, I have to say that I would blame 100% on Arcadius. I mean, I've been through that corner even with the Solstice plenty of times too wide, and you can't go there once you have respect for the other driver. But Arcadius just showed zero respect for Kieran's car there. He was completely side by side, and he just turned into him like he was not there. I totally disapprove that move.
And another turn we had on the screen quite a few times here. The first turn, in fact, has seen Giuseppe Airo miss the first turn completely, and he's just slammed into the right side of the wall, and that can happen. I mean, the guys are on the way for 23, 24 laps right now, as Lenzi's just catching up on him, and Airo has not been paying attention once to the braking point, going a bit too fast, a bit too hot into the first turn, and then, I mean, you really notice it when it's too late. He tried to recover, he tried to brake, and still he brushed the wall, and it really looks like his MX-5 got a lot of damage there. He has to visit the pits, and it's now Giancarlo Lenzi past him. I mean, you see him right now. The car really has some damage to the front right there, where he had the impact with the wall. That's going to really tumble him down the grid. I mean, he's had a good run so far in 6th position, fighting with Douglas Baird for 5th, but it does look like that is going to be anywhere near his opportunity now.
I tell you what, turn 1 here is very similar to turn 1 at Daytona on the road course. You can enter it late and cut under, but really, there is a very fine line between what you can classify as late and what you can just classify as missing the corner. And so as soon as you do that, you know, there's no grip down there. You're cutting back over, you know, the grass, and you know you are just going to end up in one of the 2 retaining walls on either side. And especially afterwards, you know, if you catch a slide, there's just still, like, you know, concrete barriers either side of you, and they are so unforgiving to the car that it's stuffed.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, we have a good fight for P2. Currently, Guillermo Morato is trying to do the same move on Castro. Then Lenzi tried for 5 laps with Arcadius. So pretty
well,
much.
You say they try that for 5 laps, but before that, actually, Rato and Castro's been trying that for 10 laps. And that's just what Jarno, our cameraman and broadcaster here, has been saying. I mean, these guys have been going at it for the good part of the race, and now once again Rato on the outside trying to make the pass, and he's executing and also running very narrow there, coming out of the first turn, but he's made the pass.
That was very close though. I mean, you just saw how he cut, and I think Castro was just having to get out the gas a little bit there. He knew he was going to come across him. I mean, he could force him going to wide, or if he was going to wrong, they'd both end up in the wall. So good thinking driving there by Castro, but he's lost position. I think he's definitely going to come back. I mean, he's one of the drivers who I've been watching in this race. He really knows how to work that draft, but he's fallen back a little bit now. Yeah,
it's this is the like pre-described performance that you can expect every time you throw MX-5s and Solstices and the Jettas on Roval tracks, where you have a tight corner section where you pretty much are forced more or less to run a single file, or then people just simply refuse to run other than the single file, only because they know that once you get onto the oval part, the drafting is just insanely good. And like we see here, Dexter got left behind like a 4/10 of a second. He was down in turn 3, I think it was, the last lap, and when he got to the oval section, he just took it back like nothing.
Yeah, but it's not enough.
What he needed to do though, if he was able to stay on the outside line, that's where Lenzi made the pass. He just held his own on the outside line, found some grip, and then he was able to run the outside line, which all of a sudden for turn number 3 gives him the inside line, and that's where he managed to get the biggest advantage. Now, if Castro can do that, he doesn't need to worry about the draft at all. He just set himself up. You see there, the number 8 machine, just getting a couple of wheels and kicking up some dust there over the curves. It's going to hurt him too much. But he wants to be a little bit careful if he does that, because these cars can turn around very quickly. But by far the best battle we have in the racetrack, guys.
I just have to say that.
I just have to commentate quickly that turn 1 incident, turn 1 case, so going around the outside line. Lenzi was able to make that pass, but I think a lot of the drivers are simply afraid of the turn 1 taking the outside line, because you have the tire barrier there and you have 0 possibilities for errors. If you go slightly wide, there's no grazing the barrier, there's a tire waiting at you.
With the fight between Castro and Rato, you've still got Ayrton Ellis in 4th position. I mean, he's been close to 3.4 seconds. Now he's just down to 5 seconds, but he's still posting the faster lap times. Last lap he gained 7/10, and this lap he's just crossed the line. I mean, he's not gained anything this lap. So he's really struggling with consistency, and oof.
Yeah, but Castro managed to make this work to his advantage. He's going to come down the inside line, and he's just going to have to really hold his own. Doesn't manage to do it. The car just not working well when he starts to take radio into the corner. But that was very, very close. And that, again, is going to help Ayrton Ellis. I mean, this happened every time these two drivers battle. Ayrton Ellis is getting closer. But, as we've seen already, catching is one thing, passing is another. And Ellis is really going to have one chance if you catch these drivers. I mean, what? We're going to have 3 laps to go up the line. I don't think Ayrton's going to do it unless these two drivers really start running too wide against high lap. Not going to happen.
It's really hard to get a word in here. I mean, I've been trying to say stuff for more than a lap, but it's just so much going on everywhere on the track. I mean, it's Ellis, Castro, and Rato, and behind them it is still the fight, for example, for 9th and 10th position with Iro, Klima, Thompson, and Prentice. I mean, there's just battles going on everywhere in the mid-pack, and that's what we've been proclaiming before the race. This is fighting at all ends of the track, and we've still got the turn 1 action there.
Castro gets it there, coming down past the start-finish line. You see there, he just cut him off a little bit. He actually goes over grass a little bit. I'm not sure if he had 4 tyres, in fact,
yeah,
he did.
Slow down penalty.
So this not only is going to hurt Castro, going to again help Ellis get back into the fold, because he's lost himself 4 or 5 tenths of a second now. Both those drivers lost out there. But again, I don't think he has enough time. And Marius, you tell us to come over here, and then you moan about the fact that when we talk. I mean, no.
You get that wrong. I mean, you just see the right race here. I mean, you see the same race than I do, and we're all looking at the same stuff, and obviously we're all getting excited. That's just what it's about. I mean, we've got battles at all the ends of the racetrack here, and with 2 laps to go, we've still not decided the 2nd position, nor anywhere around 9th or 10th. I mean, there's no decision made here, and this track just delivers. I mean, imagine the last lap, and these 3 guys are all together, and we're coming to the shootout just with drafting. This is literally an over-race finish.
Yep, and it's all going to be if 2 of these guys walk on the outside line, they can probably gain 1 position. Simple as that. Simply, the draft will work so well. 2 drivers on the outside line on the final lap. Ayrton Ellis, if he's very intelligent, could try and at least get 1 spot here. I don't think he'll get all the way up into 2nd position, but I think him and Castro working together could probably try and steal it away from Rato overall. Looking at young Koemans, though, I mean, we've forgotten all about him, poor guy. And he's coming out onto the banking for the penultimate time. He's got himself 1.5 laps left to go, and for the next half lap, he's just turning left.
Yeah, but I have to say, the last time he went through turn 1, he was inch away from throwing it all away. He raced the wall badly, going out of the turn 1, and I half an inch more to the right, and he would have ended up slamming to 0 miles per hour on the tire. That was inch away from a disaster.
Yep, but Koemans is coming out of turn number 4, and this time by the white flags in hand. 1 more lap to go for Jan Koemans. Let's have a look, see whether he can make it through turn number 1 okay. This time by braking hard, slowing that car down all the way now to 75 miles an hour. Nicely that time. You see, very close to the wall, but this time give it a little bit of a comfort break, not too close to it.
Yeah, I think that that gave him a heart attack there last lap around, and he didn't want to make any extra mistakes that time around.
And still the reminder
once again, next are coming, outside line again.
The reminder for you that is very important battle in the championship, as we're just in round 5 of 15, but still Guillermo Rato is 2nd in the championship, and he's really looking to get 2nd here in the race, and it doesn't look like Ayrton Ellis is able to close the gap here. He's still 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds behind, and he's not going to be able to close this in 1 lap without any mistake of the guys ahead.
Guys, you keep an eye on that. Meanwhile,
Rato has secured the 2nd place, guys. He has secured 2nd place. He's in the 3rd right now, and coming out of the last corner on the last lap. It doesn't matter if he takes the inside line or the outside line. Just get the maximum draft out of the corner, get the best exit, and you nail the guy before the start and finish line.
I'm not so sure.
Meanwhile,
I'm not so sure.
Guys,
I will put my beard on it, even though
I crashed!
Jan Koemans, in the meanwhile, does come home to win the race. It seemed to me that they went to
second and 3rd place thrown out of the window.
And that is Ayrton Ellis taking 2nd. I can't believe it. But literally the last real turn of the track, and then it's just turning left at full speed, and he's throwing the car into the fence. Next to Castro, and he's taking out Rato as well. Insane.
Rato can do. Rato was absolutely a passenger in that situation. Once you get, he was like a few tenths behind a guy who hit from 100 miles an hour to 0 in an instant. There was nothing he can do.
And wow, all happens.
I'm speechless. And Bat is still going to get them. Bat is still going to get them. And he came from 5th, 49 seconds down the leader, 19 seconds to 2nd, and he's going to get them both. Oh, and Rato crashes again, and he flipped the car.
Upside down.
I tell you what, we've talked about dramatic finishes here today. We've had.
And Lenzy's also getting him. Lenzy is also getting him. He's probably not got a single clue what is going on. I mean, he's expecting to finish 6th, but now he's 5th.
which would you rank higher, Norton's Talladega finish or that last lap?
It's going to be close.
I mean, this has just been insane. What an incredibly tenseful race. I mean, Ayrton Ellis takes home second position, and Rato, our second place guy in the championship, dropped all the way down to 6th. That's gonna hurt him. And I mean, Komans has been second with him, so Komans is the one to really profit from this.
Wow.
Wow, I'm really speechless.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what to say. I mean, I was just about to say, yeah, that just proves the point of racing. I said coming 2 corners till the end that Rato is gonna nail the second position, and here we go. He's in 5th. So you can never call out a race before the start and finish line.
Hey guys, you know what I'd like to do after a long hard race, especially if things don't go my way? No? I'd like to
I don't want to know.
And guess where else let's have a drink rather than Blondie's bar in Long Beach? There we are, I'm done. Yeah, okay, let's run through our race results. So it all changed in the last moment. You see the replay coming up on your screen. Wow. So Jan Koeman's wins the race, surprise, by 36 seconds. Ayrton Ellis, after coming into the final lap in 4th position, takes home 2nd position, yet 36 seconds behind the race leader. Douglas Beard from nowhere rounds out your podium. Ricardo Lenti comes home in 3rd. In 4th even. Gilhethi Ratho comes home in the 5th position. Kieran Mant in 6th, and Dexter Castro comes home in 7th position, the last driver on the lead lap. I believe he had to take a penalty there on the final lap as well, which drops him down to the last guy on the lead lap. And then it is Andruskis in the 8th position, Claudia Chima in 9th, Christopher Thompson in 10th, Steve Brockman 11th, Gareth Prentice in 12th, Giuseppe Ero in 13th, Eric Hanna in 14th, Ed Garcia in 15th, and rest of your results coming up on your screen momentarily.
And that's going to be a very interesting situation. I mean, the next race, Brands Hatch, 75 minutes, so it's one of the 2 races which is longer than 45 minutes here. And we've got quite a mix-up in the championship. Probably Jan Komans brought himself back to the championship lead with this one. And with Sam McAleer not showing for this race, and he's been tied with Guillermo Rato for 2nd, we've got a big change in the championship.
It's very, and this is the thing, we're going to Brands Hatch as well, flying across the Atlantic to sunny England, and that is a track which is unforgiving at its very, very best. You know, you don't want to make 1 foot wrong there, because you know the walls are so close to the track. It is so fast, especially through that 2nd and 3rd sector, that you've got to be on it, and the extra time, it's going to make racing very tough.
So, well, you said this was a good thing to prepare for Brands Hatch, probably. You're talking about walls close to the track, and we've seen they really are here as well, so I wonder if they are prepared good for Brands Hatch with this.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. Ayrton Ellis, what the hell happened there? You came home 2nd.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. I started in 24th.
So, again, 22 places in the race. Of course, you won the hard charge of the race award, but coming to that last lap, you sat in the 4th position, and you saw everything that happened around you. Was it just a case of, oh my god, I need to avoid this, oh my god, I'm in 2nd?
Well, actually, I mean, on those last, 5 laps or so, I was hoping Dex and Gilhern were going to battle out a lot, so I was going to see if I can catch up, maybe get there in, a lap or 2, but, they started, getting into better momentum and not losing as much speed, so I wasn't able to keep up. So I thought, I was like, okay, I'll settle for 4th, and then I totally didn't expect them to crash on that last corner.
And when you look at the championship standings, I mean, yes, we're still early in the season, but you know, it's 2nd place, which seems although Young Team was untouchable in this race, but you know, a big point tool is what you're going to look forward going into that kind of mid portion starting from Brands Hatch next week.
I'm not going for the championship so much. I've already missed 3 races of the season. I just hop into a couple races every once in a while.
So, still a very interesting result there. Ayrton Ellis came home 2nd here. Congratulations for that. And now it's on to Dexter Castro. And Dexter, you've just been in this crash together with Guillermo Rato. And what happened out of your side?
We had been going back and forth the entire race. I think it was going to come down to whoever was I think it was going to be incredibly close. I could usually pass him on the oval pretty easily before the line, but I wasn't. I thought maybe I could hold him off, but I just wanted to have all the momentum I could heading into the oval and just got onto the grass and hit the super glue fence and spun me around right back into him.
And if you'd actually have got the pass completed into that corner, I mean, he would have had no momentum at all coming to the banking, so he pretty much would have been guaranteed second place. I mean, was that what was coming to your mind, knowing that if I get him now, he won't be able to come back on me?
I'm not sure what you're saying, but I wanted, either way, I was pretty confident I could pull it off. I just missed out. Didn't do anything like that.
But until that point, you had a great race going on with Atto. It seemed to be that, you know, being an oval guy as well yourself, you're actually really able to use that oval experience a lot through the banking section of the racetrack.
Well, I just the banking's always a challenge here, getting the right line to maximize your momentum, and just in the Roadster that obviously is a huge benefit. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Brands Hatch next week, you looking forward to it?
Yes, Brands Hatch is actually one of my favorites. Actually, I tend to say that about every track, but hopefully it'll be a good race.
You want to know something even crazier? Brian Norton won Talladega.
Wow.
Sums it up perfectly. Back to you, Marius.
Well, thanks a lot, Will, and well, we've seen an incredibly interesting race here. Just glad you guys joined in the middle of the race, so you've really got all the tension here, and yeah, Jan Komans, I'd say, deserved winner. We're all into that, and very interesting race around Dexter and Guillaume here for second, and Ayrton taking home second in the end. So we've once again seen the race is just over when you see the checkered flag here, and I think that's a good thing to end on, isn't it?
It is, but you've forgotten something.
Did I?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the GlacierTV prototype series starts in just a couple of weeks' time, promising to be one of the most extensive and fun prototype challenges in the world. Mr. Joni Bäckman, you're the creator of the series, and just take us through what you were intending to do when you started it.
Well, the purpose was that I've been part of online gaming communities more or less since 2004, and every time I've been one of the few in each community to be part of making up cups, leagues, or competitions where people could actually get some profit out of it if against their for their skill sets. And this was no different. When me and Jarno built GlacierTV, we just started with the principle of non-profit enterprise, and we're just gonna gather up money to make a custom league with prizes involved, so that the Premier Series and the DWC would not be the only ones with prizes. And there's been a lot of discussion what car should have been used, this and that. We had plenty of different options, and out of all the feedbacks I've received after suggesting different cars, we ended up using HPDs. And the cup itself is going to be 8 weeks and 16 races, which means 2 sprint races per event, and it'll be 2 sprints with the second one being inverted by the top 20 guys. So it's going to be guaranteed overtaking if somebody wishes to win the cup.
So that starts on week 13 of season 3. You can find all the information on that. We're going to the private hosted lead sections of iRacing or to GlacierTV.com. Also, don't forget that GlacierTV will be the home of the Road Pro Series for 2012. The road to the 2013 iRacing.com Grand Prix World Championship all season long on GlacierTV. And can I plug myself? ISOWC Homestead tomorrow. Go race it. Marius, back to you.
Yep, go race, and you will hear Will and me together with Joni and Jarno again as soon as you turn in the HPD series, or as well the Pro series, of course. And we're going to meet you guys back again in 1 week, and we're going to be back with the 6th race of the season, October 13th here. And we've talked about it, Brands Hatch is definitely one classic venue to make it 75 minutes long instead of 45. And we're going to see Ayat Ellis, Dexter Castro, and Douglas Baird once again there, trying to fight Jan Komans there for the race victory. And I wonder if Jan is going to be able to really make this one stick again and try to maybe get into the lead of the series.
Well, you never know. I might actually be here next week for it as well. It's in Britain. I mean, it's only a quick car ride away from me, so I might as well.
Alright, that is a good thing to hear. Will, Joni, thanks a lot. Jarno, also thank you. And, well, for that, guys, we're off for tonight. See you next week on Brands Hatch.
Yep, indeed.
Bye.